To start off, I want to talk about school, and how as a senior high school student, it just feels so different compared to what school used to feel like back when I was in my golden ages of grade 8, hell, even grade 9. Nowadays, it's like I'll go to the first week of school feeling brand new, and then time flies by, and suddenly I'm at the very end of the year, which is not at all how life felt back in younger grades. Back then, I could do the same thing every single day, and it would still feel so exciting and new. I know there are many out there that really find no joy in school whatsoever, but personally, I still find happiness in school. Seeing my friends, getting to talk in person, even the classes really aren't that bad, don't get me wrong. I love learning new things. Yet, I noticed recently, my grades have been steadily declining, even though I quit most of my clubs and I'm doing a whole lot of nothing. It doesn't feel too great because it's like, am I seriously just becoming worse day by day? And my answer to that is no, and that I simply stopped prioritizing grades as what makes me content, and that if I really put in the effort, I believe I could do so much better. Yet, I don't do it consistently. So, what is the big issue? And it seems really like an obvious choice whether I should, lock in or just keep slaving away to my phone every single day. And what I started thinking about is how much worth we give to the different parts of our literal daily life. For example, I've started appreciating the outdoors. I love seeing the sun beam at me while walking home from school, or throwing on my headphones for some music in the rain, despite the fact that some might hate walks in rainy weather. I also enjoy music and playing it, and while I quit playing guitar some time ago, as I found it more being a chore to go to lessons, I picked it up and even asked to sign back up for lessons, as now it's something I give more of my worth to. Becoming better at guitar and an overall more interesting person to be around. Now, I can go on and on with my recent changes to my daily routine, but that's not really what I'm here for, is it? Think about it this way: you start every single day with 100 points in quote unquote worth, or whatever you're giving your worth to. And I'll explain what I mean by this in a minute. So, every activity, every action you take requires some of those points. Even if you are absolutely bored to the bone by the activity, you always have a choice to not do it. Meaning there is at least some pressure causing you to want to be doing that specific thing. We aren't literally forced to do anything. While we will face consequences for certain things, that doesn't mean we're obliged to do them. Anyways, now let's consider that you finally got to the point of your day that you enjoy. You really love this part, and you give that activity, whatever it may be, like 30 or 40 out of those 100 points. That's a lot more than whatever you gave previously. Meaning, let's say you love hanging out with your friends, but you still care about grades enough to give them more than 1 point. And while you're with them, you'll forget about that potentially bad grade you got back today as long as you give it less worth. However, at the end of the day, our points reset. And in this moment, before the start of the next day, but where we're already not doing much, we take a moment to reflect. As no points are distributed, we decide whether or not we distributed our points correctly. Was it the best choice to forget about grades, or should we maybe, focus up on that part of life and cut off from another moment of your day? And I believe this is something we do continuously our whole life. As long as we're happy with one thing, at the end of the day, we're always going to find something to be unhappy about. And so we'll change how we distribute our points in an attempt to find the peak of enjoyment and the peak of satisfaction. Anyways, I'm getting really off track here. But another thing I wanted to clarify is that when I say our worth for things, I don't mean at all how well we do in them. For example, I could love playing soccer, yet be absolutely horrible at it as I've never played in my life. Yet, if I still give it more worth points that I say than anything else, it'll still be what excites me the most out of my day, despite my skill gap compared to someone else. What I'm getting at is that the secret to happiness really isn't money, the same as right. It isn't comparison, it isn't skill, but it's how much we value certain moments of our lives. Days I go home with a 98 and other days I go home with a 62, yet as long as the sun shines over my head, I'll find happiness in those times. And even if the clouds come out, I never said I hated the wind. Is this cope for falling behind at certain parts of my life? Maybe. But that doesn't mean I'll give up on them. I'll work hard, I'll be motivated, but none of that will get me down as long as my worth and my heart are in the places that bring me happiness. Be happy. I believe it could really be as simple as that. We just need to try and be happy with ourselves for once. Discover passion. Discover what you love, and I promise you will bring life back to your eyes and the spark to your soul. Anyway, that's enough rambling for the day. Try to notice the little things that make your day feel good, make your day feel great, even if it's random stuff like the sun hitting your face or a song you love. Don't stress about the rest too much. Just give your time and energy to what actually matters to you. Thanks for listening to me rant. Love you all, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.